Hey folks, Rob back with another Rob Plays, and this time we're looking at Hawkeye, originally developed by the Boys Without Brains and published by Thalamus in 1988. Before we get into it, one of the things I really like with this is that the story is actually not just in the manual, but in a separate little intro bit that you can boot. For the sake of brevity, I've not booted that up, but I think that's a really cool little addition. And that story is basically the world of Zamox has been invaded, and usual the bad guys doing that have been doing like terraforming, slaughtering the people of the planet. Some of the survivors were driven underground, where they developed the synthetic life form, the SLF, which is part robot, part human, and ultimately is remotely controlled, and they're sending it on a mission to blast away a large number of planets spewing radiation and damaging the planet. Which is where you come in as the controller of the SLF. So let's dive in. So the idea of in each level is you need to go through and grab these puzzle pieces. So that's one. There's 4 of them you have to collect, while you're avoiding the critters that are around. First thing is your SLF is armed with 4 weapons. I'm using the pistol, which is the weakest. There's the machine gun. Now, other than the pistol, all of these had limited ammo, and you can see that up top next to the weapon count. Now, this is the laser. I was running low on machine gun ammo. And the idea, the way you locate the puzzle pieces is, you can see in the top corner of the screen, there are those 2 hawks, and their eye will glow when you're in the, to move in that direction. Which is a bit confusing, because you don't get to see that all the time. Ooh, that was machine gun ammo, so let's switch back. So your weapons, the pistol, machine gun, laser, and rocket launcher, are all switched to with the function keys. We can also hold down fire and then, for a brief moment, and you can see the weapon flash, and then you just page left or right. Now, alright, I'm back on pistol. Alright. Let's see. Alright, Hawk's telling me to go left. So, alright. So what it means is that you basically go through these levels left to right to find the pieces. Now that's piece number 2. Alright, tell me to go right now. And that's sort of partly, I guess, where some of my frustration lies is, you can sort of see the game is really well presented. You usually expect that for a Thalamus title. Nicely presented, amazing, great graphics and music. Having Maniacs of Noise do the music is always a good thing. The controls feel great. I'm not complaining about. I feel in control, but I think that your other weapons don't really get a lot of ammo. Thank goodness, strength power up. I needed that. I messed that up. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think my biggest frustrations are just the weapons just don't get enough as an extra life. Alright. Alright, laser. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I've shown you all 4 weapons. Now, last piece. Alright, we've got the last piece. And let's get to the end. And we're done. Now, this is the best bit. Get a little level intermission. And right now, it's loading stage 2. So I'm playing this with a disc up, just because it's actually faster to load. But right now, I'm looking at this here. I played this off my 1541 Ultimate, and I've seen the drive light on, and the drive has stopped accessing, and level 2 is about to start. And that even happens on cassette. On the cassette version, it'll take a little longer, but it still loads in the background. And And that's stage 2. It feels like a console experience, which, yeah, for 1988 on the C64 is quite an achievement. Alright, so stage 2. Wow! Oh goodness, that thing. So in that intermission, you get refuel to your energy and your weapons. You get bonus for how much you have left. Ah, God, that giant hornet. I love that warp effect, actually. Like when they do the I guess the Robotron style effect, warping in the SLF. And that's really, that's the bit that's sort of where we get to the downside. Is like, this game is, you know, great, is good fun. It's like the controls feel great, the graphics and audio are awesome, the presentation is amazing. But when it comes down to it, the gameplay tends to get a tad repetitive. I mean, stage 2, when you come to think about it, really is really just the same as stage 1. You're doing the exact same things, just with now new graphics and new enemies. And I mean, that's not that much of a problem, but I think it's a bit limiting after a while, especially... Oh, hey, it saved that to disk. By that I mean my high score. You can see that, yeah, it just saved. And there's the last little bit that's pretty cool, is a practice where you can just resume, where you can try that level again, but you won't be able to proceed, which I think is a cool little addition. And that's the thing. This game has really awesome, like, all of that aspect of the game is amazing. But at the same time, the gameplay itself just feels really repetitive. You know, I've showed you, 1 and a bit stages, and that's really, the game doesn't really change over time. And the result of that is, you know, it gets a bit repetitive fast. The other thing really is the weapons. I like the idea of them. I like the idea that it's a run and go game that you can easily switch between them. But I feel like you don't get enough ammo, and you don't seem to get more than 1 power up per stage. So you really have to not use them that often if you want to maximize like your bonus points. I mean, and one of the things, like as I said, presentation, all of that, Zap ended up giving this 96 at launch when they reviewed it, and that's sort of like, that's a bit over the top. And is that almost collusionary, because, you know, the news-filled Thalamus relationship. When they reviewed it for the budget release on Kicks, 82, and that's probably a bit more realistic. You know, I think there is a fun game in there, but it just gets a little samey a little too quick. I really wish that there'd be more mechanics. And that's not really much else to say about it. Hawkeye, it's good, but it gets repetitive a fair bit. I do think it's worth checking out, especially just to look at like the intro story presentation, all the other bits. You know, it's got Mixie Load 2 went up boots, all those other little details that make it a really cool package. It's just, I just wish the center was a little better. And that's that. So thanks again for watching. You know, if you did enjoy this, do leave a thumbs up or a comment. Do consider subscribing. Of course, many thanks if you already have and you continue to enjoy these as they come out. And I look forward to bringing you another one soon. So catch you on the next one. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please do consider leaving a thumbs up or a comment down below. If you want to see new videos as I release them, go ahead and hit the subscribe link for more.